Islam, Islam, Islam. Now, there's a fool who just came on the internet and trying to get my attention. He actually made a video of burning the Holy Quran and Embassy of A. And he put it as a response to my videos, I guess, you know, to attract some attention. So, since he desires my attention so well, I'm going to give it to him just a little bit, right? And I'm going to address some of the things about his video that just didn't make any sense. Even as short as it was so full of incongruities, it was so full of unrealities that I'm going to give a short demonstration on it. Now, the first thing I want to demonstrate upon is the name of his video thing. It said if it's not African or if it is non-African, then burn it or do away with it, get rid of it. Now, Africa, the word Africa, make up go in different African languages and pretend like it is, but it's really, if you look it up historically, everybody knows the word Africa is not of African origin. And thus, what you saying, you going to burn all of Africa? Are you going to burn everything with the word Africa on it? Are you going to burn yourself up? Because you claiming to be an African. Either way, it's an American word or it's an English word. It is not a word coming from Africa. Thus, we got to burn everything African, including the brother who made the video. We need to set him on fire, right? According to his own logic and thinking. We need to do away with him, right? Now, the next thing this brother does, he begins his short video with the term hotep, which is supposed to mean peace. There's nothing peaceful about the video, but he used hotep, like he's an ancient Egyptian. But if he knew what I know, and all historians know, the Egyptians never called themselves black. They used everything determined black to mean dead. The reason that we as Moors who study the ancient Egyptian sciences, you say that black means death, we got that from the Egyptians. If you're going to look at their walls, their hieroglyphics, you will only see black, the color black, on those that are dead, defeated, or desolate. That's the only time you're going to see it. Anubis, the god of death, because he worked with the dead. The only time you see something drawn in as black is when it is in a dead state. You don't see nothing living that is colored in black. They try to say that Kemet means that, but Kemet was only one of two descriptions used for Egypt. Egypt had two descriptions, Deshret and Kemet. Kemet and Deshret were the names of the soil, depending on what area of Egypt you lived upon. We can go to Egypt right now and look at most of the soil that is not black. If you look at it, most of it is red mud. Look at it. Go there. Go look at pictures of the Nile. I mean, look at the landscape around it. You will see red or brownish color. You will not see black. Only certain areas had black. Only certain areas had red soil. See, but they're not telling you. If you go all the way down to the Sudan, you'll see a whole bunch of reddish brown soil. You go look at it. Go look all along the banks of the Nile. You don't see dark black soil. You see brownish reddish soil. Go look at the pictures. I've seen many of them. I've looked at many of them. Mostly I might go there and you'll see some areas that's black or Kemet, but you're going to see a whole lot that's red too. In the same video, the brother talks about Garvey. Talking about Garvey up. Garvey up. Now what this fool doesn't know, that the same book he's burning holds up Marcus Garvey. It calls Marcus Garvey the forerunner, a divinely prepared forerunner for what we're doing. We see him in a divine light. We see him in a holy light. We see him as a great man. The same book he just burnt up Marcus Garvey. He burnt up a book claiming that Marcus Garvey was a divinely prepared man by God. Now, what sense does that make? How can he one moment burn up Marcus Garvey and then turn around and talk about some Garvey up? What does that mean? You know, he's not thinking. Because he's not intelligent. He's retarded, obviously, by his actions. Burning up those books who hold up what he talk about. In the same book, it talk about that we are from Africa. What do you think the word Moor means? Moors are from Western and Central Africa. The Moorish Empire was West and Central Africa. We're Africans. They call ourselves Moors. We're calling ourselves Africans. We've been calling ourselves Africans before it was popular, before the Black Panther Party, before the Nation of Islam. We've been Africans. We've been Moors from West and South Africa. Western and Central Africa. That's who we are. Matter of fact, it is a known fact that the Moors at one point ruled Egypt. So we're claiming to be Egyptian. We're claiming all of that. Why do you think I got this red crown on my head, the Deshret crown on my head? Go to Egypt and look up the red crown and the gods that wore it. Now, if the fool knew anything, If he knew anything about us, especially me, the one who sent the video to, if he knew anything, he would know that I've written a book. I've published a book. You can go to lulu.com, look at Prince Considiel and the books that I've written, and one of the books I've written was about Marcus Garvey, holding up Marcus Garvey, talking about how great Marcus Garvey was, how we all need to learn his lessons. I wrote that book. Has he written a book about Marcus Garvey? Talking about Garvey up. Has he written a book about him? Does he even know about Marcus Garvey? I bet you there's more information about the life, works, and teachings of Marcus Garvey in my one book than in his entire library, his entire house, everywhere he's ever been, everything he's ever heard about. The same fool on another video burnt the final call, burnt a Black Panther pamphlet. Now, the Black Panther parties are the ones in the 60s who made the term Black Power and Black nationalism popular. They're the ones who were around screaming. If I'm mistaken, the Black Panther parties are the first ones who came out saying Black Power. How are you going to burn a Black Panther pamphlet and then say Black Power? The people who promoted it, the people who made it popular, the people who's running around screaming it all the time and made you want to say it. You're saying Black Power, fool, because of the Black Panther Party, but you're burning Black Panther pamphlets. That don't make sense. Why would you burn something from the final call? Why would you burn something from the Nation of Islam? The same nation that says the black man is God. You can't get no higher than being God. That's not good enough for you? You got to burn their works? What in Africa are you going to learn that's greater than the black man is God? Yeah, you know what you're doing is I want you to think about what he said when he said that since our people are not racing or running to the revolution, he going to start it real slow, then he going to burn our book. Well, if he's so quick to want a revolution, why is he attacking his own? That's not a revolution. That's suicide. When you murder your own, that's genocide. That's fratricide. That's not revolution. Yeah, that's inner conflict, inner turmoil. That's you killing your own. Why would somebody so African, so pro-Africa, want to murder, want to be against, want to have a revolution against the Moors, who are from Western and Central Africa, who are holding up Western and Central Africa? Why would this guy who say he for Garvey want to attack us, want to fight and destroy us, revolution against us, who are for Marcus Garvey? So much for him, we write books about how great he is. That's because this man is a fool. You know, you can't have revolution against us, but since you're so intent in having revolution against us, what you need to do is you need to take a lighter, get you another Holy Quran and Embassy of Aid, then come to an actual temple meeting. Come somewhere where the actually Moors at. Don't hide in your room. Don't be no coward. Come to one of our meetings, especially one of mine. Please come to one of mine. I'll send you the information. But come to a temple meeting anywhere in the world, anywhere in America, come to a temple meeting. And then perform that same trick. And let's see how far you make it, black man. Now, I'm going to end this short demonstration with the fact that he seemed to have a problem with the term old man Kush, which he didn't understand. Old man in ancient is the same terminology. We recognize that our ancient forefathers, the Kushites, were the first ones to enter into Africa. In fact, right now, if you go to Ethiopia and you ask them in Hebrew and Ge'ez, in the languages they speak Ethiopia, you ask them, what descendancy are you? How far back do you trace yourself? Not only do they trace themselves back to Solomon, they trace themselves all the way back to the Kushite Empire. They acknowledge that area is Kush. So what wrong are we in acknowledging what they acknowledge themselves, and they're there? And in fact, Ethiopia is considered the oldest existing kingdom on the planet Earth. It's still a kingdom, still existing. And they claim to be from Kush. They claim to have Kushite blood in them. They claim that descendancy. What would it make sense for us not to do the same? But you say for some reason you had a problem with that being our ancient forefathers. That really doesn't make any sense, because you haven't studied anything. You don't really know anything. You just want to be black. You so black, you against all people that are black. You against the Black Panther Party. You know, come on. That just didn't make no sense at all. But when there's a coward, he's usually a child, because it's childishness that makes you a coward. So I really don't expect any better. But I'm going to show you something, brother. You know, this is something that I've had for years. I've talked about this with people for years. I want you to see this. The next time you want to say Hotep, you want to scream Black Power and all this, that, other, I want you to know there's a Moorish American, a leader in the Moorish American nation that they got this. This is something I wear everywhere I go. If you get a good look, it's an Egyptian. It's a pharaoh. It's really the symbol of Egypt while he was in the schools of Jesus while he was in the schools of Egypt. When he was learning the Egyptian science, the same science why I got on this fez that you know nothing about. The same science why I call myself a Moor, which is a word that originates from the Egyptians. And maybe next time, in the next lesson, I'll teach you that. Maybe you can learn something from me later, coward. Until then, I say peace.